He's a pedantic, pontificating, pretentious bastard, a belligerent old fart, a worthless, steaming pile of cow dung. Figuratively speaking.
That look from Liar Liar and that moment where he goes on to roast the rest of the staff is one of the greatest moments in television movie history. That is who I am to Green Bay Packers fans. On Friday or Saturday, I took the mic and I said, the Minnesota Vikings should not fear Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers because Jordan Love played one season and had losses versus the Giants, the Broncos, the Raiders, the Atlanta Falcons. Sure, he had wins against the Cowboys and the Kansas City Chiefs and the Lions, but he was a streaky quarterback. He got hot late. He was inconsistent early, and that's what got him the big contract extension. Well, the most sensitive fan base is football fans. Not even close. NBA fans are a little sensitive, but they do not live up to football fans, which I think is the most hilarious thing ever.
You kidding me?
Because football is a man sport. You're supposed to be tough. You're supposed to be an animal out there. And there is nothing more sensitive than an NFL fan. Whether their team loses, if someone outside criticizes a player on the team. Basically, the only time NFL fans love somebody that's talking about their team is when they confirm just how good they are. Meaning, let's say Colin Cowherd went on a show on Fox Sports 1 and criticized the Minnesota Vikings. Well, everyone's going to be up in arms. How could he say such a thing? He doesn't even know our roster. He doesn't know anything about the Minnesota Vikings. Like, how does he have the balls to say such stuff? And then the next week, he might go on and say something like, I believe Sam Darnold's going to perform better than anybody expects, and the Minnesota Vikings could be a sleeper playoff team. Now, that's just an example of a situation that could have happened. And everyone's going to go on to praise him. Oh, yeah, he knows. He knows exactly what he's saying. He is 100% right and accurate. And, oh, my gosh, this guy just knows everything about the NFL and the Minnesota Vikings because he praised and gave you confidence about your team. It's just funny how the mindset of NFL fan bases change based on a thing a radio host or a television host says about your team. If they criticize you, you hate them, they don't know what they're talking about. But at the same time of the very next week, if they love you, then they know exactly what they're talking about. Well, let me just read some comments. The title was, of my podcast on Saturday, the Minnesota Vikings should not fear Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers. Well, let's just run down the comments list, shall we? And I'll share the screen with you guys here. Share screen. Why not? So you guys can read it along with me. Clearly, you have no understanding of where the market is. Don't try to talk SHIT about us paying Jordan Love, considering the contract you guys gave Kirk Cousins. You Vikings fans remember New Year's? Well, my first thought is, do you remember earlier on in the season when Kirk Cousins was healthy? We just absolutely pummeled the Green Bay Packers. Thank you very much. I'd be more afraid of your own QBs before you're afraid of Love. Okay, that was not bad. Hey, bud. I know Vikings have been mostly irrelevant forever because your team doesn't understand roster construction, but Packers have been planning to pay Love for 4 years and have planned ahead for this. That's not true. They haven't planned to pay him for 4 years. If he didn't have a good first season starting for the Green Bay Packers, they wouldn't have paid him all the money that he just received. Have you noticed our roster average age of 25 with $25 million plus in cap space this year? cope more. Let's see. Makes much more sense to pay all the money for a receiver without a QB. Maybe that's why your trophy room is empty. There it is. There's the Super Bowl comment. Yep. Keep living your dreams. Go, Pack, go. Okay, it's kind of weak. Could have came with something better. Maybe they shouldn't fear them, but it's not a matter of should or shouldn't. It's a matter of when. I kind of like that. It's a little philosophical. It's kind of interesting. Oh, here we go. You are in no position to question Green Bay. Since 1992, the Bears will be starting their 38th quarterback this season. I might question what they do. A Bears quarterback had never had 30-plus touchdowns this a season, and Love did that his first year starting. I'm not talking about the Bears. What's that got to do with anything? It goes on and on and on about quarterbacks for the Green Bay Packers. The only reason Vikings fans don't need to fear the Pack is because the Vikings will never reach and touch the surface of greatness. The Asian reacts. That's his handle. It's an interesting one. Oh, let's see. Well, let's see. They have a SHIT QB, a SHIT rookie QB drafted. Trades away your only bargaining chip and Cousins to Atlanta. We didn't trade him. We didn't resign him. And your star receiver gets looked at by his dad every game. Jaw's healthy enough to play. You don't have anything to fear because y'all already accepted a double L against us ahead of time. Y'all already know y'all going to get swept, so y'all won't even fight it. At least y'all smarter than Bears fans who still try to talk SHIT despite not getting a dub against us in half a decade. Well, that's a complimentary. Bro, worry about doing your own laundry before Jordan Love. When I picture Vikings fans, your face, well, he spelled your face. Whoops.
Should the Minnesota Vikings...
Go back to this. Hit the wrong button. When I picture Vikings fans, your face is exactly what I see.
With no regard for human life.
Wait, who's the Vikings quarterback? It just goes on and on and on. Hey, here's one. I agree. Great video.
And he drops the sledgehammer.
Oh, man. It goes on and on and on and on and on, which just confirms how sensitive. I don't want to just call out Green Bay Packers fans because I see the big picture. Minnesota Vikings fans are just as sensitive. I'm not. You know, you could go on and rip the Minnesota Vikings quarterback situation. A national host from anywhere could rip the Minnesota Vikings getting Sam Darnold or drafting J.J. McCarthy. And I'm just like, who cares? What's the big deal? I don't give a rip. That's his opinion. He's okay to have that opinion. And I don't know J.J. McCarthy or Sam Darnold, so I'm not going to have hurt feelings for these guys that I have no personal relationship with. Oh, my gosh. NFL fans, they spend so much money on memorabilia. They spend so much money on this, so much money on that, and it's like they're the most sensitive bunch in history. Well, the Green Bay Packers fans, they hate me. They hated me last year after I criticized them, and the hate still goes on to this day. And if you're Minnesota Vikings fans watching this, how can you not hit that subscribe button right there? I feel like I've earned your trust. I've earned that subscribe hit right there because of what I just showed you. I stood loyal and criticized the Green Bay Packers. I didn't even really criticize them, but I just said the Minnesota Vikings should not fear Jordan Love. And for that reason, hit that subscribe button right there. And remember to contact Hoagland Farm at 952-491-1541 and get the best rotationally grazed 100% grass-fed beef. Let's do that. Thank you for watching this episode and for listening.